notice with celebrities, chums, the fact that they always want to team up with the latest hot thing, and if they're sort of yesterday's megastar, then they'll team up with whoever is the today's present megastar. Madonna's done this very successfully for many years, teaming up with the likes of Justin Timberlake and then Britney Spears and Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, making sure that the latest generation are very much aware of her legacy and how powerful she's been. I'm not knocking Madonna for that, it's a very clever move, and of course it opens a younger generation to the talents, your music and your back catalogue. Of course, when you are a politician, it becomes very desperate when you think about it, because quite frankly now, the most desperate politician, some people might say, is none other than our current British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Sir Keir Starmer. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good to see you. Thank you so much for your time today. Yes, I don't know if you saw that big televised event, of course, of the official state visit of President Trump, that there was Sir Keir Starmer in with the good and the great. And you kind of think to yourself, it must be very tricky knowing that recently, of course, you've had to get rid of your American ambassador to the United States for such sleazy back content. Whichever way you look at it, it looks bad. But the one thing that politicians are very good at, sorry we haven't had a wave of it, nice to see you, welcome one and all brand new subscribers. No, the thing that politicians are good at really is having thick skins, They don't really care about whether you like them or not, it's about what they want to do. We've seen this time and time again throughout the years, the decades, centuries in fact. If you look at things like Disraeli and Queen Victoria, he knew exactly how to play the Queen by flattering her. If she said, "Do you think I've put on weight?" "Oh, not at all, ma'am." Very clever, Today's politicians aren't really that clever though, because the focus is mainly on them. They just care about themselves, right? Now, moving forward, what's interesting, I find, is this. You see, Keir Starmer is rated incredibly badly over here with the British public. And you might say, well, rightly so. What has he done? What has he achieved? What's also interesting is that he's desperately tried to hook in to the younger generation, even threatening now to lower the voting age to a mere 16. And when you think about it, what do you really know, honestly, chums, at 16, politically? What do you know about life anyway, But this is how desperate he is to retain power. According to sources, Keir Starmer believes he should be in power for at least 10 years. 10 years! We've only done a year so far and people are literally losing the will to live. His latest idea, though, is a throwback to, really the start of this year. If you remember, the Netflix streaming giant had this drama series, Adolescence, right? And Adolescence, according to Keir, was so powerful and so moving, it was going to be shown in all schools because we all needed to see just how terrible this one-sided story was. He invited the writers and the stars to Downing Street. The thing is, the MPs and the head of schools and education took no notice of Keir, as so many people don't, because, they decided not to bother screening it. And the problem is, it's always one-sided with Keir Starmer. It's never balanced, and there lies your problem. And that's exactly why schools decided not to do it, a kickback from their parents. Now, though, the big star of that particular show recently picked out an Outstanding Emmy Award, 15-year-old Owen Cooper. Congratulations to the boy, what a start to a career. But we've seen people rise and fall very quickly. I truly wish him all the best. But he's now got to prove himself coming up in a new version of Wuthering Heights next year. Now here again is where this gets interesting, because according to excellent sources, Keir Starmer was, as I pointed out recently, mightily miffed that he wasn't recognised for his contribution in help to promote Adolescence on the Emmy stage, on the world stage. So now he's suggesting that they host a, celebration, whatever you want to call it, reception at 10 Downing Street for Owen Cooper, for putting acting on the map. Now, no disrespect to Mr. Cooper, Owen Cooper is a 15-year-old boy. Even he would say this is a bit of a far stretch. But this is exactly how desperate a failing Prime Minister is now becoming. You see, he believes by getting the 15-year-old fan base, the TikTok Gen Z fan base, then suddenly this will turn around for him. So far there's no word if this will actually come to fruition. This was an idea mooted around the table at a recent meeting inside 10 Downing Street. But when you're relying heavily on a 15-year-old boy that's really just appeared in one hit TV series, then surely your time is definitely cooked. But never in the world of Keir Starmer. I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.